Hey everyone, the NFL spring meeting will be held in San Francisco this week, Tuesday through Wednesday, and Zenny62 Media, and I representing Zenny62 Media, will be there, just as I was at the NFL spring meeting in Atlanta, Buckhead last year, and at the NFL spring meeting in Boston the year before. So, what am I covering this year? Well, there's two topics. The proposals for point after attempt that the owners will take up. There's three of them, and I'll talk about that in another video. But also the fate of the stadium proposals for Los Angeles, which impact Oakland. Hence the title of this video, the Oakland Raiders' fate to be decided at NFL spring meeting this week. Basically, that's the case. More pointedly, the Oakland Raiders' fate in Oakland. Okay? And right now, folks, nothing's changed. The current new city development organization, which has the exclusive negotiating agreement, has been meeting with just the elected officials. There has been no task force of experts. There has been no discussion of reducing the size of Coliseum City or enacting a type of financing plan that would not cost the city and the county $200 million. Nothing like that. Because that would call for a wholesale change in the process and possibly the elimination of the current group, or at least its reformation, which I would really favor. So right now, we're really not looking good at all. And this is a critical point in the history of this city, because it's this city's chance to answer the question, is it truly a big city or just a bedroom community of San Francisco? I think California Governor Jerry Brown is trying to make Oakland a bedroom community to San Francisco, but he certainly has a lot of help in the form of our own city. We have a city council now and a city administration that looks more like Berkeley than it does San Francisco. It's more concerned with the kind of regulatory issues that a liberal activist kind of body of common citizens would consider, like, well, gee, we shouldn't allow coal to be transported here in West Oakland in the Army base, which, I have no issue with, but it's not an economic development issue, all right? And it's something that we can take up, but not as a primary focus right now. That can be done easily. What Oakland council members and mayors have done in the past was build things. I was there when George Williams and Lionel Wilson got the necessary political people together and had the necessary meetings to get the federal building built down here in Oakland. We beat out San Francisco for that one. Didn't know that, did you? Or we had, going all the way back to John B. Williams, a great and intelligent use of redevelopment law that caused the construction of Oakland's city center, even though there was an argument regarding the destruction of the Victorians that were there at one point in our history, prior to the construction of city center, but that's for another video. But the point that I'm making is that we used to have a city government that actually built things. I mean, built office buildings, attracted factories here, like General Motors, for example, and created jobs that provided a full employment economy during the 70s that's gone now. And what's more tragic is our city officials and our city itself has not raised any noise about creating jobs. Now we're trying to squeeze money out of what businesses exist here to pay higher wages, which are deserved, no question about it, but the source of the payment is wrong-headed. You're trying to squeeze the business without providing a subsidy for them and just saying, just deal with the market. That doesn't work. So I'm getting off the track here, but back to the Raiders. All of this does impact the kind of plan that we form to keep the Raiders and the A's here in Oakland. The A's have a 10-year lease. The Warriors are trying to get out of here, and we've made no moves to retain them. I have put out a spreadsheet that outlines a way we can build a stadium for the Raiders without using direct public subsidies at all. It would call for a lease revenue bond issue, hotel structure, and a retail platform. And while I've calculated the hotel revenues, I'm still in the process of doing that for retail. But the bottom line is, I've already proven that it pencils out, and an industrial development lease revenue bond structure could, if we got an underwriter, an investment bank, to say that they would absorb any shortfalls that would come from it, would truly protect the taxpayer in a way that the Raiders deal did not. Okay? Instead, what do we have? We have a giant Coliseum City project with housing that has driven housing activists mad and caused them to protest. And the city has been working with the ENA team to try to work with that rather than just saying, you know what, we're going to scrap this and start all over again. That's really what we should do. This is not rocket science, folks. I've said that again and again and again. It's not rocket science. Again, what we have is a council that doesn't seem to want to build anything. They don't want to appoint a task force of experts to take it off their hands. Instead, it's, well, I'm working on this budget thing, or I'm working on this. That's what a task force is for, to help you focus. I'm really concerned about this city. I'm concerned that Oakland does not have the will or the initiative to complete big projects. We have floundered without an expansion to our convention center for a generation. Okay? So, you say, why? It's because we're inept. I'm just not sugarcoating this. That's what's going on here. We don't know what the heck we're doing as a city, and we don't want to admit it.